Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a look at Shiny Treasures EX. We need to look at a couple of new things which I've spotted, which I've not seen people talking about yet. And we need to have a chat about how this is going to be different from the set that we get. Good. So, Shiny Treasures EX then, it's a set we talked about a bit since it was revealed in Japan. It looks awesome. As a side note, I am also expecting that the English reveal will come quite soon, and I'm expecting that so much, I'm going to make sure I upload this very shortly after making it, just in case. But I do think there is a chance that either end of this week or next week, we do get the official reveal of the English version of this set. Because something to bear in mind, right? Paradox Rift is out now. That is the last set that was revealed in English. We are in a situation we're not actually in all that often with the Pokemon TCG, whereby every English set that has been revealed has been released. Now, over in Japan, they generally do a quite strict release a set, wait a couple weeks, reveal the next one. That's pretty standard. Over here, there's usually a bit of overlap. But as it stands at the moment, there is no English TCG set which has been revealed but not yet released, and I find that pretty gosh darned interesting. So, Shiny Treasures EX then, what is going on? We all know about the shiny Pokemon at this stage. We've talked about that quite a lot. It's the selling point of the set. It's kind of awesome. We like it very much indeed. We've got your EXs like Charizard, and then your first partner Pokemon, your Skeledirge, Meowscarada, and Quaquavel. And then we've got all your little Pokemon. The shiny ones that aren't your EXs. Things like, your first partner Pokemon, your Fuecoco, your Quaxly, your Sprigatito, and then we saw all the ones the other day like Wattrel and Killer Wattrel and Mime Jr., the first Mime Jr. that we've actually seen in a while. And by a while, I mean like 12 years. And then, of course, we know we've got some new cards coming, like our old pal Clive. We've got a new TM that looks absolutely proper job over the top broken. And I really don't think enough people are talking enough about how broken this card is going to be. It's free energy 280, and you can only use it if your opponent's got exactly one prize card remaining. But as I told you the other day, this will work with stuff like Cramorant and Radiant Charizard and Drapion. And incidentally, since I made that video the other day, I have gone and had a bunch of conversations with high-level Pokemon TCG judges, the people who really know their stuff about this, and every single person I talked to, without exception, gave me the exact same answer. Yes, the way the rules are at the moment, it absolutely would be reduced. All these cards, like Cramorant, like Radiant Charizard, like Drapion, they do not reduce the cost of the Pokemon's attacks. They reduce the cost of all the attacks the Pokemon can use, rather they are that Pokemon's attacks or whether they are attacks that the Pokemon can use by virtue of the TM or something like that. So yes, it absolutely would work, and it means that decks like Lost Box or, any deck playing Charizard, because remember, Charizard is reduced by 1 for each prize card your opponent's taken. If they're down to 1 prize, they've taken 5 prizes, which means that this will definitely be free, and the combination of that card with an Iono to put your opponent down to 1 basically just says, hey, I'm going to sit here and hit for 280 every turn, unless you draw out of it or KO this Pokemon. And yes, I do know that the TMs fall off at the end of every turn. I'm aware of that. So yes, you will have to get this back every turn. But come on, we've literally got a stadium that lets us search for tool cards nowadays. We've got a lot of ways to search for tools, including a stadium. So, whack a town store down. Iono your opponent down to 1. And then just sit there hitting 280 every turn. Getting this back is not going to be that difficult. So there are new cards in the set, is my point. And we got a bunch of shiny cards. But Japan is also using this as an opportunity to catch up. Like we do. We know that with these special sets, a general rule is Japan does a bunch of reprints to help people who want to play competitively, which is amazing. Whereas we get a bunch of cards that have been released in Japan that haven't been released over here. Well, Japan's doing a little bit of that as well, which, to be fair, they sometimes do in these sets, but we've had some more information about exactly what they're doing. For instance, they've gone and revealed a card that has been officially revealed. They popped it on the website. It's going to be in the set, 100% confirmed. Alakazam EX. And having Alakazam EX in the set is, fine. It's a Alakazam. It's a decently playable card. Lets you attack from the bench, etc. But this is not the Alakazam EX that came around in 151. This is the Alakazam that, for us, came around in the Alakazam EX box. It's an alternate art. Now, I love the fact that even though it's an alternate art, it is still done by Mitsuhiro Arita. That makes me very, very happy indeed. I adore this. I like that, Arita did the first one. Well, now we got a reprint, an alternate art. Let's have Arita do that one as well. And it is worth noting there was another EX box. There was a Zapdos EX, which was an alternate art that, as far as I'm aware, as always, correct me in the comment section, Japan have yet to have. So it seems like Japan are probably going to get that Zapdos as well. Because we don't get this very often. But we do get this occasionally, and that is to say, alternate arts that we've had that Japan hasn't. We see it with Alakazam that Japan's getting here. We see it with Zapdos. As it stands, Zapdos is currently unconfirmed, but it is interesting to note that it probably will be coming. Of course, the main time this happens is with pre-release promos, and we have had the confirmation of a couple of those as well. Now, one thing, I told you this the other day, but I'm going to tell you again because this remains endlessly weird to me. We have a pre-release promo Xatu. And obviously, with it being a pre-release promo, it's an alternate art that Japan doesn't have. Japan is getting an alternate art Xatu, which is different to the regular artwork in this set, in Shiny Treasures EX. And it is not the pre-release promo Xatu. It is a third version of the Xatu. This is so weird to me. And I've told you this before, and I'm telling you again, the idea that they are missing a print of Xatu, and they are getting a new print of Xatu, but it's not the one they're missing, it's a brand new one, that is very, very, very weird to me. But of course, of all the pre-release promos that have been released in the Scarlet and Violet era, the best one is Baxcalibur. And they're getting the Baxcalibur. Now, this is actually really cool. For people that collect Japanese cards like I do, this is actually a really fun little thing, because you'll notice it's the Kato Baxcalibur, which is annoying because it was the best card in terms of artwork from Paldea Evolved. I love Kato's artwork. But it was also by far the most playable, which was actually really super annoying because it meant that I couldn't actually get it because it was super expensive, and I just pulled the Pelipper over and over again. I opened 3 pre-release promo packs, 3 of the Build and Battle box for Paldea Evolved, and the pre-release promos I got were Pelipper, and Pelipper. And to add insult to injury, a mate of mine got one of these at it was a preview event we did. It was a Pokemon Sleep preview event, in fact. Lovely chap called Tom. Runs some stuff over at Gaming Bible. Lovely dude. And because he's a lovely dude, he went, Ross, I know you want the Baxcalibur. If I get the Baxcalibur in my Build and Battle box, I will trade it for your Pelipper. Obviously, he pulled a Pelipper. Boo! As a side note, Pelipper may be in there. We've had no confirmation one way or the other. But Baxcalibur is, and it's really cool because it's a way of getting a card without the Paldea Evolved logo. Now, maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you want the Paldea Evolved logo. That's up to you. But the point is that Japan is getting this, and they are getting it without the logo, and that's cool. Although, as a side note, Japan doesn't tend to get all the pre-release promos. Even though they do a bit of a catch-up in these sets towards the end, there's some they just never get. I mean, 2 that particularly hurt me are Kangaskhan and Tapu Lele, that were both pre-release promos. And the thing that gets me about them is they are Hyganasuke artwork, and they are top-level Hyganasuke artwork. The Tapu Lele was a Lost Thunder pre-release promo. The Kangaskhan was a Darkness Ablaze. They never got a Japanese release. Weirdly, the Kangaskhan did get a traditional Chinese release in Hong Kong and Taiwan, I believe. Certainly got revealed in an Asian territory and got released, but it never got a Japanese release, which is weird to me. So expect Japan to be getting some of these. The Baxcalibur is already confirmed. I've showed it to you, but not all of them are unfortunately confirmed. So, yeah, you're just going to have to kind of wait and see for these. And look, there are some that I want more than others. The Palafin, incidentally, has been confirmed. That has been revealed and shown off, and it is 100% real. It is coming in the set. It's fine. It's not my top choice, but it's all right. And then similarly, the Rev of Room has been confirmed. That one is also coming. And again, both of these are coming without their pre-release stamp on, which is a little bit weird, but it's still kind of cool. But I believe they are the ones that have actually been revealed as it stands at the moment. It's not that many. It's quite a small selection. But we have had official confirmation of the Baxcalibur, of the Palafin, and of the Rev of Room. And obviously, if more are shown off and confirmed, I will tell you later down the line. But there's no Togekiss yet. And there's no Finian yet. Incidentally, those two also have something in common. There's a reason I love those two the most. And that is very simply because they are the Okacheke pre-release promos that have been revealed in the Sword and Shield era. So I would very much like Japanese versions of those. I hope they come in the set, but they might not. This is another one of those where it's maybe in the Japanese set and maybe it's not in the Japanese set. We'll have to wait and see. Now, there's something else going on that's interesting on the Japanese website, and that is, if we have a look at this picture, it illustrates it quite nicely. You will see that there is a button down below most but not all of these cards. And I could do a video where I waste a bunch of time flicking them over one by one. That's going to get kind of boring. So let me just switch to an image of all the buttons pushed. They all turn shiny. As a side note, if you've got little kids, I did this for my 3-year-old, just get this up on your phone and just let them push the picture to switch between shiny and regular. Oh, hours of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Hours of fun. My wife was not delighted I decided to show him on the way home when we were trying to be walking home from school, but hours of fun. It's brilliant. But you'll notice that the Chi-Yu and the Wo-Chen and the Alakazam don't have buttons and don't turn shiny. Over on the Japanese website, cards that have shiny versions revealed have buttons to switch between them. Now, there is a chance that these do have shiny versions, they've just not been revealed yet. That is obviously possible. I'm suggesting probably not. I think the ones that don't have the buttons aren't going to have shiny versions. Although having said that, I've already showed you that the Baxcalibur is a thing. And I showed you previously this collage image, which confirms that there is a shiny Baxcalibur in the set. And yet there isn't a button to switch between them. So, but then again, this is a different artwork. So my point is, take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Until we get some kind of proper confirmation, just take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But there is an interesting thing going on with these cards. Because you'll notice that there is there's a couple of stars and a little note above some of these cards. Specifically, Koraidon, Miraidon, and Chien-Pao. But not Ting Lu. What's going on here? Are we getting shiny versions of these cards? No. And I have had a couple of people ask me about this. The answer is no. Now, I'm going to use my rudimentary Japanese for a moment here, and I'm going to tell you that what it actually says above these 3 cards is new illustration. And you'll notice, and I actually told you this previously, the Koraidon and Miraidon were tin promos over here. And these are the alternate art versions that were included in those tins. It says new illustration. These are the tin versions. Worth pointing out that the Chien-Pao is also an alternate art version, because that is, of course, the alternate art Chien-Pao that came around in our EX Battle Deck. But there is no other version of Ting Lu, which is why it doesn't say new illustration. They're reprinting Ting Lu in the set, that's now confirmed, but the Koraidon, Miraidon, and Chien-Pao are actually illustrations like I told you earlier in the video. These are versions that we already have that Japan doesn't. They're just catching up and getting these alternate arts. Don't expect shinies of these, and I'm not saying there won't be. Until the set comes out and we got the full set list, we don't know. But don't expect shiny versions of them, because they've been They've been showing off cards that have shiny versions, and these ones might not. We can't say for one or the other right now. Right, that's what you need to know. That's what we've learned since I last showed you this stuff, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me anything you want to tell me. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Austin Montville, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.